Guys, welcome back to the channel. We have some really exciting news today. So Monty and I have been waiting on truck parts for about 8 weeks now. With COVID and the pandemic going on, truck parts are just backed up forever. Even I've been hearing some people with King shocks, stuff taking over a year just to get to them. So I should be very grateful that we got our stuff when we did. But good news is, guys, we got a ton of our parts on, and today's video we're going to be doing a walk around and showing you guys all the upgrades that we've made on the Zr2 over the last few weeks. So Monty's going to kind of show you guys, and while we walk around, everything we've added to the Zr2 and what we're kind of calling like our 2.0 version of the Zr2. So we're going to do a walk around, kind of show you guys what's going on in here, and then probably either this weekend or next week, guys, we're actually going to take this out on its maiden voyage, go break it in and see where we're rubbing and see what we got to do to make this thing a little bit more off-road capable. So stay tuned. Guys, so the first upgrade that's pretty noticeable, we upgraded the tires. So we went with the all-terrain Falken Wild Peak ATs, and I actually got these at the beginning of the year from another Zr2 owner. He's on Instagram. Shout out to, I want to say his handle is AZZR2. Shout out to him, awesome dude. He was selling these tires for really cheap, and he had a fifth one as a spare. So I was like, dude, this was the exact tire I wanted anyway. And these are nice too. You guys can see these Wild Peaks have really nice, you know, sidewalling on them, so you get some good traction. And another reason I picked these tires, guys, is it's a nice kind of in between. It's not full, you know, mud terrain, so you're not going to be super loud, but it's not, you know, just a normal street tire. This is a nice all-terrain. It's got good grabbers, good siphoning for water spraying out of there. But that's what we went with the Wild Peaks. We are eventually going to go up to a 35-inch tire. This is about a 33. I think it's just under a 33. It's a 285 70R17. So I think it's like a 32 and a half or 32 and 3/4. But the next size we're going to be going up, we will be going to a true 35-inch tire, and I think we're going to probably go with the Mickey Thompson or Nitto. So depending on what we do, that's going to be the Zr2 version 3. But in the interim, this is what we're going to be running. We have the, like I said, Wild Peak All-Terrains AT3s. These are also cool because they have the little snow rating. So even though Vegas, we don't see much of the white fluffy stuff, this stuff's prepped for it. Another thing I wanted to show you guys in here, we actually have 1.5-inch wheel spacers, and these are the Bora wheel spacers. They're freaking super high quality. These are 1.5-inch, just to give us a little bit more poke and pull stuff out from the internal here. And so, oh Monty, thank you for the light, sir. So now we're getting to the really fun stuff, guys. So I went with, and I should back up, I know you guys have seen some of our previous videos, but we were originally going to go with all Chevy performance parts, but with COVID, the Chevy performance parts got put back, 6, 8, even up to a year on back order. So we went with the Frankenstein build. So what we have in here is the Peak Suspension trail kit. And this, the one I got has the Eibach lift springs that are I think the 550 pounds. And then they have the adjustable coils on the bottom, so you can actually adjust how much height you have in the front. And then I went with, instead of the Peak upper control arms, I've always been a massive fan of Kibbetech. And when I saw that, actually my boy Nate from Timeless Motors showed me this from Kibbetech, and they're like, dude, actually Kibbetech makes stuff for the Zr2. So I checked them out, saw that they made these, and I was like, dude, I've always wanted these bright gold upper Kibbetech components. So went with the Kibbetech upper control arm. Obsessed with these guys. If you're on the fence, if you're like, yeah, they're expensive, well, you pay for quality, you pay for what you get. They're solid billet aluminum. They got the anodized gold, and I'm obsessed with that. I love what Kibbetech does. They're a company that really takes things to the next level when it comes to quality, and I one thing, this truck that we're going to be pushing it, we're going to be buying the best quality parts that we can buy. And I truly believe Kibbetech is probably the best in the industry when it comes to these type of off-road components. So that's everything up front, guys. Like I said, the Peak, and I should mention too, guys, that Peak trail kit, it just goes on the original DSSV suspension. There's no change, it just raises it and you change the spring rate. So that's everything that was done up front, plus the tires. And then the only thing we've added in the back so far, guys, is, and I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see it, Monty, but under the leaf spring, guys, with the trail pack comes a 1-inch lifting block. And that gives you, the clearance in the back to throw the bigger tires on. And it definitely gave us.
Oh yeah, I see it. It says
see
Peak.
It back there?
Yep.
So it says Peak suspension on it. One thing we are gonna get, guys, see this bump stop right here? We're gonna be switching these out for the yellow Sumo Spring bump stops. I've heard really great things about those. Actually, 420 Motors. They have awesome YouTube channel. They actually did a video on the Sumo Super Springs, and I'm gonna get one of those for here so we have better bump stop technology back here. And then for the Deavers, guys, I should mention, even though they're not installed, this will be part of the 2.0 version. Is Monty, if you can show them in here in the back, guys, we have a set of brand new Deavers. That will really, I think it's going to help us a lot. I know you guys probably have seen our video of this. We went through the whoops, and the back end was just bucking like crazy. Well, I think if we can get some more articulation and some, a little bit more weight, I think we might be able to settle that back end down a bit. So, we got the leafs, and then we got all that in there. So we actually are going to be gaining about another inch of lift in the back from the Deavers, and then we'll adjust the front so it's leveled out. But for the most part, guys, that's what we've added for the version 2.0. Like I said, there's going to be another version of the Zr2, when we get a little bit farther down the road. But I wanted to go to our checklist to see kind of where we're at and still see how much we have left. So up here, like I said, guys, we're not doing Chevy Performance because of all the back orders, but we went with our body lift kit from Peak. So our lift kit is now done. Another thing, we were going to go with the Chevrolet Performance for the leveling kit for our upper control arms. We didn't. We went with Kibbetech, but we got the upper control arms done. Same thing, Chevy Performance. We went with the Deavers Leaf Springs. So we got those in. Even though they're not installed, they're going to be getting installed probably within the next 7 days. So crossing those off the list. And then the next thing, guys, that we're really going to be looking at, so we're continuing to chop stuff off this list. Like I said, this is roughly about 26 items. Pretty much covers everything we need to get the truck ready and prepped for Best of the Desert series races next year. And that's our goal. Our goal is to have the truck ready to race Best in the Desert for 2022, get all the prep work, and then by 2023, actually go race Baja. So the next thing, guys, that we're gonna be looking to get for the truck, and I'll write them out here so you guys can kind of see what we're gonna be looking for. So the next thing we're gonna be getting, guys, is the, cross it a little bit more. So tie rod sleeves, that'll be one of the next options, just to beef up our tie rods a little bit more. Let's see, the other piece right here. So another one we're gonna get, guys, is 454 Motorsports in Arizona. They make a really cool detachable tire carrier, and it holds 2 spare tires. And so we're actually, why I'm really excited to get this, guys, is we're gonna get this and install it way back here in the back of the truck. So when we install those spare tires are gonna sit back here. And what my thought is, and I don't know if this is what will happen, but if we can get the weight back on the farthest side of the truck, and just get it more squatted with the Deavers, I think when we actually are going through fast, heavy whoops, that'll keep that truck a lot more planted and keep it from bucking on us as hard as it was previously. So we're gonna get the 454 Motorsport tire carrier. You literally drill 4 holes, boom, boom, boom. Put the tire carrier in. It has extra space for a Pro Eagle jack. We'll have stuff for gas mounts, all that stuff. But all that's gonna go right here, and like I said, hopefully settle this back end down a little bit when we're really driving. So that, like I I said, tie rod sleeves, the 454 Motorsports tire carrier. Another thing we're gonna be getting, guys, is the PRP race seats. So we're gonna be taking the 2 stock Zr2 seats in here, pulling those out, putting PRP seats in, and then removing the rear seats. So if anybody's in the market for Zr2 seats, we'll probably be selling these in the next 3 to 4 months. So we have the tire carrier, that will be hitting, the PRP seats, and then the next piece as well is we're gonna be getting communication. So I guess I should say communications and air. So when we're racing, guys, it's gonna be super loud in here. What the communications do for us, I'll get some over the ear. We're also gonna have some when we're actually racing for our helmets. But what that communication does, it just keeps everything quiet. You can talk to your co-driver, you can talk to your team, put the radio system in here so you can talk to other people. But those, if you haven't ridden with communications, it's a really cool feeling because you don't realize how loud everything is when you're driving off road really fast. With those communications, everything's just quiet and it's like almost like peaceful and surreal when you're driving. And the other thing is really cool is you can bump music while you're driving. So we'll get communications, that will be going in here, and then we're also going to be attaching the air supply box. So our race helmets with all the dust and stuff, they have a little connection on the side. That's for your air supply that pushes fresh air into. So when you're racing, 100 degrees plus, at least keep some fresh air in there because we don't have the budget to buy air conditioning air to be vented in. So just going to be fresh air pushed in there, and plus our communication so we can talk to each other while we're racing. So those will be the next big pieces that we're going to be going on our next update video, guys. Our next update video will probably be in a couple months, but like I said, tie rod sleeves, our communications and air, the bed carrier, and race seats will be the next components that we'll be adding to the list. So this is our video, guys. This is our version 2.0. We have some really cool adventure videos coming up in the future. We're going to be going all over in Nevada. We're going to be going to Utah. We're going to be going to California. So get ready for some really cool stuff. And guys, we want to say thank you for all the support. It's been really cool to be doing this channel and building up this little small community we have. But we really appreciate it, guys, and we can't thank you enough for all the feedback we got. So thanks, guys, for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one.